With fist fighting, dice poker and arm wrestling done in Vergen, it's time to get back to the quests, and I will start by talking to Philippa Eilhart and learn what Philippa knows about Triss Merigold, and also verify this location of a magical power here in the Vergen area. So let's first check the map where Philippa is located. I happen to be right next to it. That's great. So that would be here. Well, that's convenient.
What is it, Witcher?
Who is that girl?
Cynthia, a leashed sorceress.
A charming expression. Do you also use muzzles?
Leash means a connection between a sorceress and her assistant. An unfortunate term, I admit, but it explains how things are. Cynthia can tap my power, use my spells. She's a conduit. And she's learning along the way. It's convenient, and except for the name, not derisive at all. But you're not here to talk about Cynthia.
No, I'm not. There's a whole lot of things I need to talk with you. Well, yeah, let's start with the important one.
Know how to remove a tattoo?
There's a cure for everything, except stupidity. I'll need some green mould, white myrtle petals, and wolf's aloe.
I'll be back once I've found the ingredients.
Yeah, but then to the actual matter at hand. Perhaps most important one first.
I'm looking for Triss. Letho forced her to teleport near Vergen.
Letho?
Voltest's killer, perhaps Demiven's too. Will you help me find her?
Certainly. We sorceresses must stick together. We have too many enemies.
Triss contacted you through Sheila de Tanzerville's megascope while in Flotsam.
And I haven't heard from her since.
Can you locate her?
A megascope responds to a person's aura. If I had something of hers, I could find her. You were close to her. Maybe you have something.
No, I don't have anything.
Not good. Wait. A local drunkard claims he saw a redhead fall out of the sky. This could be a lead.
I never heard of flying women before.
Perhaps they're just drunken delusions. It's possible, however, that an unstable teleport ejected Triss near the town.
As it's our only lead, I'll talk to this drunkard. Do you know him?
I'm not used to associating with drunkards, but you'll likely find him in the inn.
Thank you.
Come back as soon as you learn anything.
Well, I've heard that story many times already at the inn, but I'm not done yet, Philippa.
You wanted to discuss something?
Yes.
Have you heard about a Witcher's school? Apparently the Viper's their sign.
No. Why do you ask?
The Kingslayer wears a medallion adorned with a viper.
Pretentious and childish for my taste. He can't be very smart.
Is what they say true? Did Saskia kill a dragon?
Prince Stennis decorated her for it at the court in Vengerberg, so it appears to be true. If you want to know the details, talk to Biggerhorn. Apparently he witnessed it.
Interesting.
How is it that King Radovid's court sorceress and advisor is supporting rebellion in Edirn?
This has grown into more than a simple rebellion, Witcher. Prince Stennis' arrival here confirmed Saskia's right to represent Edirn.
Saskia isn't fighting for Edirn, but for the Pontar Valley. Even Prince Stennis considers you rebels. He hasn't moved against you because war with Kedwen hangs by a thread. Why are you here, Sorceress of Tretogor?
It is my duty. If Henselt occupies the Pontar Valley, Redania and Temeria will respond strongly. The North will disintegrate, its unity gone. A dark scenario that is nevertheless avoidable, provided Saskia is successful and wins the Valley's independence.
Even if she thwarts Henselt, there'll be no independence without agreement from Redania and Temeria.
Temeria's expansionist plans melted away with Foltest's death. Redania's ruler is unpredictable, but even he'll have to respect a victory. I'm here to make this victory a fact.
Yes, I guess while we are here I do want to discuss the Wild Hunt. Perhaps after Triss, this is the most important and interesting topic to Geralt.
A sorceress like you ought to know bundles about the Wild Hunt.
A sorceress's knowledge has nothing to do with superstitions.
The hunt's not a superstition.
True, the phenomenon seems to exist.
I want to know everything there is to know about it.
It's strictly atmospheric. It doesn't interest me. Just as whirlwinds, whirlpools and snowfalls do not interest me.
Very well. Yes, magical artifacts.
You said we'd need a magical object to cure Saskia. Any ideas where I might start looking?
Magical items do not grow on trees, as you know. Luckily, this area has a long history. There's the Battle of Wraiths, the site of Sabrina Glevisig's death and suffering, the abandoned mines.
I was hoping you'd be specific.
I won't ask you to traipse around with a divining rod, but please try to be a little inventive. Ask the locals, that's always a good place to start. I dare say Alderman Burden knows every last stone in the area. Maybe you should see him.
Maybe I will. On the other hand, I think I will
Magic or danger?
Really? Well, Philippa is here.
You wanted to discuss something?
Yes. I found these in the mine.
I found an immortelle.
Excellent.
Magic or danger? The Tainted Coop. I'm wondering what the mage does with the pickaxe, but I think this is just her accommodation here in the town of dwarves, so not really surprising. Can I talk to you?
Who are you?
I'm Cynthia, a mage in training. Philippa is my mentor.
My condolences.
No need for that. True, she's a demanding mistress, but she can also be charming. Besides, she's the best there is, Witcher. She has no equals, excepting perhaps the old elven sorceresses. You should see her cast spells. Light and graceful she is. Not like that old tart de Tanzaville.
You know Sheila?
I've seen her cast spells. I've seen all the great sorceresses at work. Sheila's quite manly in her style. Precise, logical, exceptionally composed. But she lacks grace and suppleness.
Is that your opinion? Or are you just repeating what Philippa says?
We agree in our assessment. Triss Marigold, on the other hand, is talented. But she lacks determination, courage, and a certain cold willfulness that seems necessary.
That's interesting.
Kira Metz and Margarita Low-Antiel are both blasé, seemingly resigned. One's a hedonist and nymphomaniac, the other cares only about her school. They lost enthusiasm for magic long ago. Then there's Francesca Finderbear. Nobody really knows what the old she-elf is capable of. But she's clearly very powerful.
I take it Philippa has none of these flaws, but she must have some weakness.
Ambition. Infinite, boundless, and burning like the Korath Desert.
I hear you.
Just out of curiosity, how much does a magic course cost these days?
I'm certain you can't afford it, Witcher. Besides, you're too old.
No matter. I have a few of my own tricks as it is.
You mean Witcher's signs? Philippa can conjure up the illusion of a garden full of flowers, fruit trees, and young elves of both sexes copulating merrily all the day. And the illusion is complete. The flowers have an aroma. The fruit and she-elves are juicy.
Invite me over the next time she conjures up this garden. I'd gladly see it. Professional curiosity.
Naturally. But I doubt Philippa's in the mood for complicated illusions. She focuses all her efforts on Saskia.
Very well. I most certainly would like to be invited in such a conjuration. Interesting. Now that I think of it. Why did my medallion shake? What did Geralt mean by it? Well, I'll see you later, Philippa. It was very nice talking to you. Let's find those townsfolk who know about magical locations, and then also
Clad in hues of
talk to
green,
that
amid
drunk
he's
and
seen,
that
crouching on legs bent, catching flies to rend.
A bored scoia'tail waiting in ambush?
That's supposed to be a frog, to be honest, but your answer's better.
right on. Just here. One is at the inn. No, two of them are at the inn.
There goes the peace, eh?
Squirrels, witches, an army led by a woman.
The gods, who needs this?
Get used to it. Lady Saskia will defeat Henson.
I guess it's the inn I need to go to. So probably after I found out where the magical location is, I will get back to the strange murders.
Let me tell you about the woman who fell from the sky.
Well,
You've told that story 1,000 times.
No.
I've heard enough of flying women.
It was very unusual.
What would be unusual is if you return home sober for once. You won't trick me into buying you around.
I heard you saw something interesting.
As clearly as I see you. Amazing. I look into the sky. But wait, you must buy a fellow a drink for such a story.
Well, you shut it already. We could all recite this bullshit now.
I'm a client and I'll say what I want. Pour me some Mahakaman mead and no cheating. This noble wayfarer will pay.
Yep. How much is it? 10?
I'm a little short right now.
Let me tell you about the woman who fell from the sky.
I heard you saw something interesting.
As clearly as I see you. But wait, you must buy a fellow a drink for such a story.
Well, you shut it already.
I'm a client and I'll say what I want.
Yes. Okay, so this means that I need to put it all in.
I'll pay, but if you bore me, I'll shove this meat up your ass.
It's such a fine liquor. And my ass has no taste. You won't regret it.
Speak.
Last week I was passing by the gullies. I like to take a hike from time to time.
Get to the point.
Hush. So I'm walking and suddenly there's a flash, a crack. I'm thinking, a storm's coming, but nary a cloud in the sky.
You hit the ground with your arse so hard you saw a flash. You were that drunk.
Then I saw people lying in a gully as if they'd fallen from the sky, a man and a woman. The woman was so beautiful, I wished she'd fallen down on me.
What did the woman look like?
A redhead, wearing a vest and high shoes, with pert tits and a round arse, just waiting to be grabbed and...
Sounds just like your old lady.
Shut your mouth!
What happened then?
Well, the woman was hurting, couldn't get up. The man clearly disliked her, because he didn't help her. He just stood there, menacing and talking, and then he left. And the redhead stayed.
Noticed her tits, but didn't even try to help her, you sod.
I was about to do exactly that when a troll came out of the gully, ugly as shit after blueberries.
Did it attack her?
Not at all. I hid and saw everything. First he sniffed her, so I thought he'd eat her. But he didn't. He threw her over his shoulder like a sack and returned to the gullies.
Is that all?
Yes. Didn't waste your money, as you'll agree.
Now that's interesting. Letho left Triss there, went on his way. Triss was captured by a troll. Now that's interesting. But I do want to first find out about this magical locations. Right, do you know anything about him?
How can I help you?
No.
See you again.
I think I talked to Scale and Tender already.
Give us a kiss.
And Innkeeper ain't talking anymore. So I need to talk to someone else on the outside. They mentioned... I already talked to them. They mentioned the forest and a cabin beyond that
I had a
forest.
dream. We were mining up at the face.
But I didn't get any quest update then. Cecil, of course. Hey, Cecil.
Saskia needs help, Cecil. Philippa can produce an antidote, but she needs a magic artifact to do that.
Would you like a fern and a dancing worm to go with it? Listen, I don't know about magic, but there is a place, as long as I can remember, it's been of interest to sorcerers. They say it's a very strong intersection. Look for magic there.
Where exactly is there?
Seek out the ruins in the forest beyond Vergen. There's a place of power there. You can't miss it. Why so glum? Saskia's a tough girl. She'll bounce back. Keep your head up.
Thanks, Cecil.
No, Witcher. I thank you. Save that lass, and you'll save my town.
Certainly hope I can do that, Cecil. I certainly hope so. Okay, now we know that we need to go to some ruins behind the forest or into forest near Vergen. So we can easily continue hunting magic with that one. But first, here in town, I will look at this flickering hearth. And now let me tell you how I solved a crime in Vergen with a bit of help from Geralt, who started the whole thing by talking to the elf Elias. Elias thought he would need a witcher, but I had no idea what a poet would prove to be key to the case. Young men, both elves and humans, were being murdered in Vergen. The elves said their bodies were being found near a burned village, located at the mouth of the gully leading to Vergen, subsequently being interred in catacombs beyond the town. Geralt took it all in and began to wonder if he should go to the crime scene or the burial site. Well, I know I'm not going to dig out the corpses in the catacombs, so I think I need to go to the burnt village then. I have no idea which is which. Oh. But with that quest text, I'm interested in talking to Dandelion. See what he has to say. I haven't spoken to Dandelion since I came to town. So let's take this handy shortcut I found last time. And visit the inn. And I think at the same time, if I need to go outside into the burnt village, I will probably also go towards the forest and the ruins with the magical thing, and I can explore the areas outside as well.
Peasants now
At your service.
They dream of fighting, looting.
Good thing you're here, Geralt. A rhyme for wonder?
I'm no poet.
I know, but you have good ideas sometimes.
Yonder?
Good!
Writing a sonnet for your new muse?
Better than that. I'm composing an anthem for Vergen. Want to hear the first version?
No.
Listen. May those who dream of freedom arise, seeing the sight of liberty with their eyes. Let us go together, become our brother. The choice is yours, you know there's no other. How far shall we venture in this great wonder? Elf, dwarf, and human set forth together yonder. Like it?
It rhymes, kind of.
All right then, tell me what you discovered.
Okay, there's a whole lot of new topics with Dandelion. I'm happy I came here.
My memory's coming back. It's just bits and pieces so far, but I can feel them coming together, forming a whole.
What have you remembered?
A voyage, an endless trek south. I was following Yennefer and the Wild Hunt. I have no idea how long. It got cold. Only old people were left in the villages I passed through, but they all refused to tell me what had happened to the young, to their children. I finally pressed a man for information. He blamed it on wolf packs, on an outburst of drowners and rot fiends. No one mentioned the Wild Hunt.
Did you catch up to the hunt?
I don't know.
Got anything you can follow?
I'm looking. You once mentioned some elven poems about the hunt.
I believe I said they could exist, and they'd be old. I don't know any, but look around. You're pretty good at finding things.
Okay.
My memories and feelings seem inextricably linked. I seem to be recovering both. I believe Yennefer's alive, and I'll eventually find her.
Triss, Yennefer, that's some life you lead, my friend.
First off, we have no idea if Yennefer's still alive. Second, we have no idea if Triss is alive.
True. You seem to have 2 women, when in fact, you don't even have one.
Their kind doesn't die easily. I believe I'll find Triss, alive.
And Yennefer?
I won't know what to do about her until I see her. Yorvith seems to have changed.
Everyone changes here. Except you, of course.
I'm not sure I like changes of that kind. I find them hard to believe.
You're an idiot. Saskia's giving Yorvith a chance. If he uses it well, he'll finally be able to emerge from that hole in the ground he's been living in for years. That's the least of it. If he plays his cards right, he can win everyone's respect. People only remember what they want to remember.
I suppose you're right. A free state in the Pontar Valley could turn Yorvith from a brigand into a knight.
Which is why it's useless to wonder why he's changed. I wouldn't trust him with my child. But who knows what he'll become?
Indeed.
One thing's for sure. Letho's not on this side of the fog.
If you wanted to pursue the assassin, you should have gone to Henselt's camp with Roach.
Just because I went after Triss doesn't mean I've forgotten about Letho.
Why do you care so much? It's not your coop or your chickens.
So, is Letho just an hired assassin? Hired by Henselt? Sounds too simple to me.
Letho is responsible for 2 regicides. I want to know why he did it. Or rather, for whom.
Is that so important?
Witchers don't step into political quicksand for no reason. I don't like the principles that govern the world, but so far nobody's come up with anything better. Murdering kings solves nothing, quite the contrary.
Let's say you catch him. What then?
I'll decide once I've heard him out, learned the truth. Maybe I'll see his point, or maybe I'll just cut off his head.
Indeed, it'll be a tough decision. If there's a choice between killing Letho or learning from Geralt's past from him, that'll be quite tough, and it'll be interesting to find out what the whole reason behind killing kings and the whole group of assassins of kings is.
Is it my imagination, or have you become a propaganda mouthpiece for the court?
You know what I really like about this place? There is no court. People are with Saskia because they want to be, not because they have to or should be.
You have a tendency to go from one extreme to the other.
And you have a tendency to shit on every ideal, even the most noble.
I try to take an objective view of the world.
Yet you've joined us. You have, haven't you?
I'm on Vergen's side, at this time.
Don't want to commit, eh? Well, Vergen isn't some whore you can just screw and forget.
You're right. Once you're on a teetering bridge, you might as well cross it.
Finally, spoken like a man. Oh, sorry, that was racist. Wise words, Witcher.
I see you, Dandelion. I see you. I see you again. Well, surprisingly, there was no information about strange murders from Dandelion, so I'm on my own with that.
Don't try anything.
I got a serious career proposal yesterday.
From one of your best lads, eh?
Hey!
What? So this is one way, and that is one way. Maybe the catacombs are there because it's inside the city, and this is the burned village road and out of the town. I think I'm on the right path here. Although, while I'm here, let's not forget to level up. I already have 2 levels again. That means that I could get into these adrenaline talents. So I think I will do that. Group finishers activated after the adrenaline bar charges. Oh, and there's a mutagen there. There's a mutagen there as well. Okay, so I think now I get myself a adrenaline bar. Does it appear when I start fighting? Probably. That also reminds me, I want to put this on. This +8. On the other hand, the Garen trophy gives the vitality. I forgot that one. It is a bit of a buffer with the +50 vitality. I think I will keep that for now.